Hey yo, Tavern Terra, welcome back to the show. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Click that bell button somewhere on this page. Is somewhere probably right here or right here. Wherever David decides to put it, that's where it is. But make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend that tells a friend, you know what I mean? And we gonna get it popping. Let's get into the show. You feel me? Let's go.
Yeah, good looking out there. Yeah, ha, it's Flav, you heard? Flav. Check it, I had to get what I earned. It's my turn. Welcome to the show. It's Trenton's Tavern. Yeah, ha, that's how we doing it. Welcome to the show, y'all. Enjoy.
Like the video before the episode started said, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Tavern Terra, welcome back to the show. Y'all know me as Mr. Parks. Y'all know my guy, Red, my guy. And yeah, we back with another episode. I think this is like 45, 46, so we almost at 50. So thank you guys for all of the comments. Thank you for all of the like, share, subscribers, all of the views, everything. I appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you follow Red on his socials as well. A Trenton's Tavern Instagram page will be coming up soon. I just gotta have time to sit down and do it and all of that good stuff. So y'all stay tuned for that. All of that information, of course, will be in the bio or in the description below. You feel me? You know what I mean? But with that being said, I think it is now time for topic of the day. We're gonna get into this joint. All right, so I went back and forth about this episode when I first heard it. I didn't want to talk about it because I'm just mentally and emotionally and spiritually and everything exhausted. I'm just a tired black man. I'm tired of hearing the stuff that we hear. I'm tired of, you know what I mean, not being able to breathe, literally. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just tired of all of this other everything that's going on in the world, you know what I mean? So, if you guys didn't know, we reside in Columbus, Ohio. With that being said, y'all probably already know what we about to talk about. Rest in peace to, before we go any further, rest in peace to the young 16-year-old girl. What's her name? Makia?
I think it's Makia Bryant.
Makia Bryant that lost her life. What day was that?
I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
Makia
me too.
Bryant.
What day did that happen?
The same day
The chopping.
Floyd verdict come down, so I think that's
Tuesday?
Me and you talked yesterday, so I think it was Wednesday.
Wednesday or Tuesday?
It was Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know,
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday?
It was
okay,
Tuesday.
if you guys do not know, which I think everybody know by now because this is national news, on Tuesday, there was a police call to come in, pretty much diffuse a situation because a girls had came to another girl's house. Two girls had pulled up to Makia's house, Makia Bryant, to fight her or whatever. The story is that they had already been bullying her, so they came up to fight her, and she called, supposedly she called the police to come and help her and make them leave or whatever. But by the time the police officer got to her, as he was walking up to the house to find out what was going on, she's charging at a girl full-fledged with a butcher knife, or at least an 8-inch knife. And then there was another woman, because the girl fell, there was another woman standing up by a car, and she went at her, and then that's when she was shot. So I want to say rest in peace to her, first of all. I also want to say rest in peace to Black Rob. And I want to say rest in peace to, what's the dude's name? Humpty Dance that just died. Shock G.
Died yesterday.
Gotta say rest in peace to all of those people before we get into this. And again, all of this happened within a week span of DMX dying. Like, when do we get to breathe? Like, I know Black Rob's death came, I want to say, to, was it drugs too? Or was he just sick?
From what I know about him, he had some issues going on, because I think he was already on dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
He had a stroke or two. I think his is more.
He had 4 strokes.
Yeah, I think his might be more more
sickly.
Natural causes.
Yeah, so
the Shock G one we don't know anything about yet, other than
because that just happened today, right, or yesterday.
Yesterday evening, nothing else has been released. They haven't done the autopsy yet. They just know he was found in a hotel room. That's it. They haven't said anything else. He was in a hotel room in Florida. Is where he was.
Shock G is the dude that sang Humpty Dance.
Digital Underground, to my true hip hop heads. Digital Underground.
With the nose. He be wearing a mask with the nose and stuff like that. But rest in peace to all three of them. But we're here today to, I guess, give our opinion about the shooting here in Columbus. Because despite the fact that, how it may look, if you really sit back and assess things, you might have a different point of view on this. And the only reason I say that is because you have to look at things from every single outcome. Now, before we get started, let me just tell y'all, this is not law. You know what I mean? Like, this is just me and Red's opinion. Y'all probably not going to agree with nothing we got to say today. But that's okay, because I want to hear other point of views. It's the whole point of talking about this stuff. So, I'm pretty sure you're not going to agree with what we got to say. But, and we're not trying to take away from nothing from her dying. Like, we're not trying to take away from her life or anything else, because I mean, if I believe so, me and Red both feel the same way, that it's not even her fault that she died. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because I don't know what y'all expect me to say on this one. But the first shocker is I'm not coming on here to accuse the police officer for what he did. I'm just going to go out there and say that right now. So again, to our knowledge, this is the story, right? Again, I said it already, but again, this is our story. Ma'Khia Bryant was at home. Two girls pulled up to her house trying to fight her. She called the police to come out there and make them leave or defuse the situation, whatever the case may be. The officer pulls up. He gets out of the car. This is from the body cam footage that I saw. He gets out of the car. As he's walking up, the first thing that he says when he gets out of the car is, "What's going on?" He's asking people what's going on. It's the very first thing he says. So as he's walking up, nobody answered him. Nobody said anything to him. As he's walking to the curb, just as soon as he steps his foot on the curb, he sees two girls coming to him. One running with a knife. The other one is like treading backwards, and she slips and falls. Thank God she slipped and fell, because if she didn't, she probably would have died. Because Ma'Khia had the knife running full speed at her. First of all, that's dangerous for everybody. Because if she would have slipped and landed on the knife, she would have killed herself. But anyways, that girl slips and falls. As soon as she falls, I mean, it was almost like it was planned, because I hope we saying her name right. Ma'Khia is turning to go towards a lady that's just standing by the car, like holding her dog, which appears to be the girl's mother or something like that. And when she goes up to swing, if you watch the video closely, she was about to stab that lady in her neck. She was going for her throat, her head. So the moment she goes up and tries to swing, the officer shoots her 4 times. Okay? That's the story, basically. There's another video that just came out from the neighbor's house, right? It's like a higher view, so you can kind of see everything that happened. Now, let me just put y'all on notice. I talked to somebody that has close information on this. And despite how the camera may look, it was about all of that stuff happened in about 10 seconds. Literally, the longest that it was about 10 seconds. No lie. So this officer is pulling up, and he's walking, asking what's going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 everything happened, whatever the case may be. Now, the reason that I'm saying that I'm not here to place blame on the officer is for a few reasons. One, he was asking people, what was going on, but everybody was so interested in the fight or what was going on the grass that nobody answered him, so he's lost. 2, even if she called the police officers to come and help her, how does he know who she is? Like, he don't know this girl by name. He don't know her by face or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so how does he know who to help? Like, who's in distress? Because if she called him and as he's walking up, she's chasing people with a knife, it was a knife call. According to my sources, it was a knife call. So if you're saying I need help, you know what I mean? Can you come? Somebody got a knife, blah, blah, blah. But you're the one that's calling with the knife in your hand. You automatically become the victim. Like you automatically become the one that is being called upon for the police. So he didn't know. And as bad as it's going to sound, he had to take one life to save multiple lives. Now, I don't know that it's true, but I heard the girl that she was chasing that fell and stumbled, I heard she was pregnant, which makes it even worse. And thank God that she's walking home, or she's able to live today. But her mom is the first mom that I put the blame on. Because what in your head made you believe if your 16-year-old daughter is pregnant, oh, we about to go to somebody else's house so you can fight her with this baby in your stomach? But I'm going to tell y'all, I don't even have to be there for that situation, and I know what happened. Because it happens in black households all the time. As we're kids, you come home from school, say, oh, so-and-so was messing with me or bullying me or whatever the case may be. And your parents used to be like, now my mom never did it. My mom wouldn't let my pops do it. But I know what happened. It's happened to my cousin. So you was getting bullied in school. You didn't do nothing about it. No, blah, blah, blah. Put your shoes on. We going to their house. You better, you're going to fight him or her one-on-one. And you better beat her ass. Because if you don't, I'm going to beat your ass when we get home. Generational trauma just passed on down to the generations. It happens all the time. Because me personally, I can't think of a logical reason for you to be like, oh, yeah, I'll ride with you. Whoever the lady was, because we don't know who the lady was in the pink. But whoever the lady was that drove that other 16-year-old over there to fight her, yeah, you get blamed number one. Because that's irresponsible as a parent. And it's just ignorant. I'm not comfortable pulling up to nobody's house trying to fight them. That's just me. Because you never know what they're going to have. You come on their property, you might get shot. Like, you just never know. I'm never going to tell anybody I make house calls or nothing like that. So that's number one. Number two, they said that Makia's foster mom, because she was a foster kid, and I heard that she was slightly autistic, which even makes it worse. That makes the situation worse. Because if you know anything about kids like that deal with autism and stuff, when they get mad, they just go black. They just see black. And I'm not going to say the word, but you know when they say like when like remedial kids get strong, like they have that remedial strength. And it's like that people make a joke about it, but it's a real thing because it's them using all of their power and they don't know how strong they are. And if you watch the videos, none of those girls out there, and I'm not trying to be funny, but none of those girls out there were little girls. Like, they all were heavy-set girls. So, the one mom or whoever the shorty was that brought the first girl over, you're blamed number one. Number two, for me, they said Makia's foster mom wasn't home, but the grandmother and the father, the foster father was all outside allowing all of this stuff to happen. Not only that, but when she was chasing the girl with the knife, which I'm guessing they didn't put her name on because she's a minor too, which makes sense, but whatever. The girl that she was chasing that stumbled, that's supposedly pregnant, when she fell, all you see is that grown-ass man kick it, like curb stomping that girl in the head as soon as she fall. And my first thing when I seen that is he lucky he didn't get shot. Because if it was me, I definitely would have put one in his leg. You got this grown man not trying to stop the fight, not trying to tell his daughter to go in the house. He's so worried about everything else that's going on that he's not even watching his daughter go in the house and get a knife. You know what I mean? Like, and the grandmom supposedly is just standing there as well. If you watch the video from the neighbor's view, it actually looked like it's more adults out there than it is kids. That's just what I seen though. It's like 6 to 8 adults out there. And 2 16-year-old girls. one that's supposedly pregnant, one that's got a butcher knife chasing people with it. And then, you know what I mean? Like, so they're not stopping none of that, right? And that all leads up to her missing the girl again. Like I said, thank God that she fell, because if she didn't fall, she would probably be dead today. And boom, soon as she falls, she turns around and she goes to stab Shorty, and then that's when she gets shot. It's a very tragic situation that Shorty got shot, but you guys can't tell me that there was another scenario with that. That was literally the only scenario in that case. And I'm not here to defend the police. I'm here to defend just this situation right here. Because as far as I'm concerned, the police system wasn't, y'all know my views about that. It wasn't set up for black people. It's working the way that it should be working. You got good cops, you got bad cops, just like everything else. They need to get held accountable more, but that's another story. I'm not defending the police. I'm not defending all the police in every situation, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be happy that Chauvin got convicted. I think he should be buried under the jail. Lock him up and lose the key. But this particular situation, I felt the need that I needed to talk to give my opinion, because it's home, really. Like, I know where this happened at. It's people that I love dearly live closely by. But this particular situation, this police officer wasn't wrong, because let's just say, okay, let's just go through the scenarios, okay? Let's just say he pulls out his taser, he shoots her. Okay, I've seen people get tased and eat it like it's not doing nothing, which means probably the prong's not in right. So he had to take the chance of pulling out his taser, shooting this girl that's running full speed, and again, she's a heavy-set girl. He had to take the chance of shooting this taser, the prong's not going in, or only one hitting her, and nothing happening, right? In the meantime, if it worked, great. If it didn't, she's already stabbed this lady a few times. So this lady is now probably dead because she was going for her neck, or she's severely injured, critical condition. Then, after she stabbed her, a time or two, whatever, who's to say that she's not going to run at the other girl and try to stab her again? And if the taser didn't work the first time he pulled it out, he's got to drop that cartridge and then put another cartridge in and try to shoot it again. By that time, she's then stabbed 2 people. Possibly then stabbed him too. So it was either going to be take the threat out, neutralize the threat, and save 2 lives, or take a chance, and regardless of if she would have stabbed them or whatever the case may be, there was no good outcome, because she was going to jail. She was going to jail regardless for charging people and stabbing people with a knife. And y'all can't tell me that she wasn't going to do it, because she was in motion to stab her. Now, this conversation wouldn't probably even be we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation if the dad or whoever would have let her call the police and just kept her in the house. It's really as simple as that. Because they're on your property. And I mean, you and I both know, most of the time when black people hear you calling the cops, unless they really just don't care, they're going to scatter. They're going to get right in their cars and go home. And then all lives are saved in this one. Like, nobody is in danger of getting stabbed. Nobody got bullets in them. Everybody is good in this situation. Maybe y'all seen on another day and y'all just, you know what I mean, fought when that happened, when y'all seen each other. But everybody is saved if parents just be parents, since they were home outside kicking little girls and stuff. If they would have just kept her in the house after she called the police, because what's the point of being outside? To show you're not a punk or something? Like what was the point in her being outside after she called the cops? I'll wait for that answer too. All I'm saying is, in 10 seconds, You get out of the car as the cop, you got to put yourself in his shoes in this situation. You get out of the car, you see one girl chasing two people with one knife. And he could, to be completely honest with you, he could have shot her the first time when she was chasing the one girl. But he didn't. He didn't shoot her when the girl stumbled. He only shot her when she went up to go stab the other chick. He didn't even shoot her when she was rushing the other girl. He only shot her when she was in motion to go stab the other girl. That's the only time he shot her. He kept telling her to get down. And again, this all happened in a span of 10 seconds. You know how fast 10 seconds is when your adrenaline is rushing? And everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody's adrenaline out there was rushing because, I mean, it was about to be a homicide. It ended up being a murder scene. So the people out there probably traumatized because now they didn't see somebody die in real life. Like, I mean, I don't know what y'all wanted him to do. Like, honestly, in this particular situation, I don't know what y'all wanted this cop to do. I really don't know what y'all wanted him to do. And like I said, there was no way that this was going to end well anyways. Because if he didn't shoot her and she ended up stabbing people, she was going to jail regardless, yo. And this is all after she called him. Now again, when she called them, if she would have went outside and was just like standing on her grass with the knife or something, just to say I just had it for protection, and he got out and automatically started shooting, I can see everybody being in an uproar. I can honestly see y'all being in an uproar if that happened. Or if he went in her house and end up shooting her or something like that, I can see everybody being mad. But this particular situation, the way that it happened, I don't think that he really had any other choice. It's just my opinion though. I don't see homie being able to do anything else. And I even heard people say, well, why didn't he try to tackle her? Let's keep it a bean. If me and Red are fighting if me and Red are fighting and I got a knife and you my peoples, are you gonna jump on me and tell me to let's just be serious. She had a knife, bro. Nobody was jumping on her with that knife in her hand. And again, she wasn't a little girl. Like she wasn't a small child. And she probably had blacked out at that point. So who's to say that she didn't think that they was trying to jump her too and she turned around and stabbed one of the police officers? If you dirty with it, you know what I mean? If you a dirty cop or a racist cop, you're going to get what's coming to you anyways. I do not believe that anyone deserves to die though. I don't care how much of a piece of shit they are or what they did to people, whatever the case may be. I don't wish death upon anybody. So I wouldn't want those cops to put their lives in danger by diving on her and trying to tackle her, and then one of them fall on a knife and get cut or whatever the case may be. That's just not a smart scenario for them. They got families. They got to go home to people too. This situation is, again, I'm not trying to justify anything for the police officer, but he's not to blame. I don't think he should be charged with anything. Like, he did his job. I'm not taking nothing away from the family. I know y'all mourning because y'all lost a kid, but the blame should be on everybody outside of those girls, those 16-year-old girls. Their parents and all. It's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
So, I got a bunch of different angles I can come at this with. And I'm going to do my best to come at them point by point, so forgive me if it sounds like I'm jumping all over the place. He touched on some of the stuff that I'm going to say, but so some of this might sound like it's regurgitated or I'm repeating, but this is just the reality of the situation. First off, if you looked at both of the videos, there's, as far as I know, there's two videos out there. There's the actual body cam, and there's the video from the security camera of the neighbor's house across the street, which to me, the one from the neighbor's house across the street is more, to me, even kind of more damning than the actual body cam footage, and that's the reason. So first of all, if for those of y'all that have listened to it, I don't know if you listened to it. Did you listen to the 911 call?
Nope.
So when you look at the video from the one that's across the street, it's like he said, when that video starts, the victim, she's not even outside. When that video starts, that video is 23 seconds long. She's not even outside. She comes out the house with the knife, because when that video just starts, it's the girl, it's the lady, because I can't even call her a girl because I did find out that's a grown ass woman. Mm-hmm. The lady in the pink, the girl that got bull rushed or whatever, the dad and a couple other people. The actual victim, Miss Bryant, she's not even outside. She comes out the house, knife in hands, and she basically comes out the house charging. And I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. She comes out the house charging. She comes out the house. She starts talking. Looks like she's talking shit. Or the lady in the pink starts talking to her. They're going back and forth. Lady in the pink starts to take a couple steps back, and then the girl that she bum rushed, she goes after her. And I know what some of y'all are going to say, because some people have already said it. The girl that got bum rushed, if she really wanted to stab her, she would have stabbed her. Yeah. And you might be right. But looking at that video, to me, what I saw was her anger was really at the one in the pink. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing we have to accept, okay? Before I go there, so it was sent to me. They crossed your name out, or else I would post it. So there's somebody doctored a picture. Did he send you that? Mm-hmm. So somebody doctored a picture and tried to say when she was running at the lady in the pink, she was trying to hand the knife to the dad.
The dad wasn't even over there.
The way they doctored it, and that's what I said, whoever did it, this shows how dumb you are, because if anything, and whoever you are that did that, this is you trying to show your false narrative to try and instigate some shit. Because the pose they got is her going at the lady with the pink with the knife back here like this. The dad has his hand out, but the reason the dad's hand is out is because of the pose where he's literally getting ready to
kick Shorty.
He's literally getting ready to kick the girl. So stop doing that. Stop trying to incite more shit. But like I was saying, she went after the woman in the pink. The actual body cam footage, which is like 2 minutes and 2 seconds long, you don't even have to watch the full 202, because like he said, and if you want to put an exact number on it, thank you for calling Play Beats. Please hold. The first 11 seconds of the video is literally when everything happens. And we're going to go through this through a point-by-point basis. I feel that some of y'all, when y'all watch this video, y'all didn't have the sound on. Because when the cop gets there, he clearly asks, what's going on? Old girl gets tackled. Like, she basically, she pulled a Ray Lewis on old girl. I don't think that, to me, that wasn't a stumble. She bum rushed the shit out of her, in my opinion. She bum rushed the shit out of her, got on the ground, and then she was going after old girl. But he literally says, what's going on? Nobody, not the adult, nobody answers him. Then she gets up and starts going after the girl in the pink. The reason I bring that up, the lady in the pink. The reason I bring that up, because all of y'all are saying he didn't give no warning, this, that, and the other. When you watch the video, if you have the sound on, he says get down 4 times before he even fires a shot. He's yelling at her, get down, which is all he's required to do. Now, some of y'all may not feel like that's enough, but it is what it is. He's yelling, get down 4 times. She don't get down. Because if you really look at it, it's not like he shot her before. Like, for me, it would make sense, like, if he shot her when she took her first step, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Let's talk about something. Because if y'all look at it, when he shot her, God forbid, if he paused another millisecond, we might be having a totally different conversation. And yes, He put 4 shots in her.
Is that excessive?
So, I'm going to tell you, and this person is not a cop here. I have a friend. I'm not going to say their name. They're a cop in Texas. They're a female cop. They're a black cop, too. Let me tell you what she said when I talked to her. I'm not laughing at the situation. I got an ignorant sense of humor. Y'all, if y'all have watched any of these videos, then y'all know that. She said, truth be told, you lucky it was only 4 shots.
So that wasn't excessive?
Because you're trained to
neutralize the threat.
Exactly. Period.
Yeah, some other states are. Some other states, because I was listening to people calling to the Breakfast Club and said, I can't remember the state, but some other states it was shoot 2 times and then reassess. But other people called in and said, we're told if we have to pull the trigger to shoot until we neutralize the threat. So I guess it just depends.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it is here.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, he shot her 4 times. She was getting ready to stab somebody. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want. If he doesn't shoot her, it is a very high probability that the lady in the pink was going to get stabbed.
She was gonna get stabbed.
I'm going against character a little bit because I'm kind of pulling at him. I'm not gonna name certain names. There's a friend of mine put up a live video on Facebook when the next day after all this shit. I don't know who started this ignorant thing to where, like, all of a sudden now a knife is not a deadly weapon and that a knife can't kill you. Y'all are some ignorant motherfuckers. Because that's what some of y'all are trying to say now is that, well, it was just a knife.
It was a knife that you...
First of all,
out of the block.
First of all, this wasn't no motherfucking butter knife.
Nah, it wasn't no...
This wasn't one of them little bullshit knives, one of them little sporks.
Yeah, it wasn't.
One of them little plastic knives from motherfucking KFC or Popeyes. You know, that shit you get from Longhorn that can cut your steak and biscuit at the same... No. That was a butcher knife. I believe approximately about 9 inches long.
Yeah, I think it was 8.
Okay. Either way, that is a weapon. You can kill somebody. Depending on where you stick them, 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, 1 inch up, 1 inch down.
Well, she looked like she was going for the throat.
You hit her. That was the other thing, because she was bringing that bitch from Mississippi. She was going to, listen.
She looked like she was going out for blood, literally.
So,
or a body. She was about to catch a body.
So stop this foolishness acting like. And now I'm gonna talk about me in the aspect of, I ain't never been a police officer. Some of y'all who are here, y'all know, used to be a bouncer. This whole de-escalate thing, it is very hard to de-escalate something for 2 reasons. For one, when people are already in the middle of some shit, there's no time to de-escalate now. You know, me and him go out tonight. We go by a bar. I go to the bathroom. I come out. He beating the shit out of somebody. I don't have time to look at him and be like, hey, yo, bro, stop.
Yo,
that's not how that works. Like, y'all are being, like, some of y'all are being unfucking realistic.
Being unrealistic.
Because if he's already putting hands on this motherfucker, like, at that time, I got to physically manhandle him and try to subdue him before I can really talk. Okay? That's the first point. Second point is this when it comes to de-escalation. Y'all keep wanting to throw out there that this man didn't de-escalate. Everybody knows. I can't even say this is a black thing. To me, this is universal. When somebody really want to fight, guess what? They're going to fight. I don't care if they mama try and talk them down, whoever. When somebody truly gets to that point, ain't nobody talking you down but God at that point.
Facts.
The minute that girl came outside the house, she was ready.
She was ready.
And here's another thing. I don't blame her. I do believe the stories about the bullying and all that other shit. And that's probably an episode me and him need to do later, because there was a bunch of other shit that precipitated this before it got to here.
Yeah.
The system broke down in a lot of different ways with this whole situation, like as far as school, whether what was reported, who didn't, caseworkers who didn't do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
There are
It's
plenty.
a lot.
There are plenty of chinks in this motherfucking armor that happened long before what happened on Tuesday. But when that girl came outside, when that young lady came outside, when that young lady came outside, she was ready to fight.
Yeah, she was determined.
She was ready to fight. And
you
speaking to a person, and I've had moments like that where I've put myself in situations. People tried to talk to me. People who are close to me, who can normally reach me in certain situations, but because I was at that boiling point. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if I was gonna take the L, get my ass whooped, anything. I didn't give a fuck, because I got to a point to where I wanted to fight. So, to me, the one person for me, and some of y'all are gonna watch this, y'all gonna say I'm saying this because I'm half white. Fuck you, because here's the funny thing. Anybody who knows me, I was raised by the black side of my family. Mm-hmm. I don't even know none of the white people. I met one person. I don't know none of the white side of my family. They ain't fuck with me. So this has nothing to do with me trying to protect the other part of the race I am. This is just my honest observation from looking at it. The only person, before I say, stop trying to compare this to George Floyd, Eric Garner,
it's not
and
this
is nowhere near the same thing.
That's why
because those for me, some of the other ones, those are clear cut cases of murder. That's not what this was. Now, you can say the cops were being petty by releasing the footage so fast. Yeah, that's what people do when they write. When motherfuckers know they write, they put all their shit out there. Because if you think about it, everything that's happened in the past 2 years, you ain't never seen body cam footage come out this fast. Because so far, everybody else been wrong. This, by definition, is a good shoot. It is. Now, BCI, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation for Ohio, they have to do their due diligence, this, that, and the other, to investigate it like you do all police-involved shootings. This is going to be ruled a good shoot. And that's why they put the fucking video out there. Let that go. If you want to say the cops was being petty, get the fuck over it, because some of y'all petty every day. Some of y'all petty for a living. Let it go. That being said, the one person I can't blame, I'm not blaming the cop. I'm not. Okay. For those of y'all who are mad, because when you look at the body cam footage, this is for the same person who made that live video, and you watch this, and I know you're going to see this, and you're probably going to call me. That's fine. We can talk about this. But you were the main one talking about the other two cops, how they didn't do anything. That's the other beauty of the video that came from the neighbor's house. The guy, the officer in question, who did the shooting, he was first on the scene.
Yeah, the other ones was just...
By the time the other two cops rolled up, you see this from the house video. Mm-hmm. By the time they roll up, gun is pulled, he getting ready to go.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. Because the first time I seen it too, hold on real quick. Don't forget what you're saying.
No, I got plenty. I'm not done.
The first time that I seen it, I was like, well, there was other cops already there. And then, again, from my sources, after talking to them, they're like, nah, I know what it looks like in the body cam footage, but he was the first cop on the scene. The other ones pulled up like 5 seconds later. That's what I'm saying when I say this all happened way faster than what we think it happened.
Literally 11 seconds.
Because y'all like, oh, he should have de-escalated, or he should have jumped on her. He should have pulled his taser and tried that first. Blah, blah, blah. Like, there was no time. He didn't say he accidentally pulled his taser. He knew what he was doing because he had to neutralize the threat. And again, this is no disrespect to this family if they ever see this. Because I'm not blaming her for this. I'm blaming the fucking parents for this. I'm blaming all of the adults out there that did not stop this from getting to the point that it got to.
So let me jump back in here. So like I said, he was first on the scene. So stop that narrative. Some of y'all tried to push that narrative because one of the other two cops that did show up was black.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's an Uncle Tom. Knock that shit off.
He was the first. He was the first.
He was the first. So knock some of that shit off. Another thing with this too. Excuse me. Like him, I'm going to assess my blame. I'm gonna share a personal thing about myself. I recently went through a situation with my daughter about a month and a half ago. She was having an issue with another student. She came home. She showed me the text messages. I went over to that person's house. Now, I didn't take my daughter with me when I went over there. I took her phone so I could have the evidence. And when I got there, I didn't talk to the kid. The kid answered the door. I said, "Where are your parents?" He tried to say they were asleep. I said, "You need to wake them the fuck up because I'm not leaving until you talk to your parents." That was the only interaction I had with the kid. Now, I could have been that guy to try to beat the shit out of that kid. No, I want to talk to your parents.
Yeah.
He went. His dad came to the door. I had a conversation with his father. And don't get me wrong, I was angry. I had every right to be pissed. I had a conversation with his father. I showed his father the Texas. And I said, "You need to have a talk with your child because," and I told him, I said, "if this happens again," I said, "two things are going to happen." I said, "For one, I will go to the police. Then your son can get a charge." And I said, "Two, if he does this again," I said, "the next time I see your son," I said, "hell, or even you, if you don't handle this, I'm going to get discourteous on you." Just being honest. But I didn't take my kid with me. Here's the reason I bring that up. He hit the nail on the head, especially as black folks. You don't go. It's one thing to go to somebody's house to talk.
Thank you for calling, please.
You do not go to nobody's house with the intent of acting like you're going to whoop somebody's ass. Because just like he said earlier, you come up to somebody's property, you don't know what they got. You don't know what they got. You don't know where it's stashed. You don't know who's over there.
Exactly.
You don't know nothing. And depending on what state you live in and what the laws are, you can turn the situation worse. We have something here in Ohio called Castle Doctrine. For those of y'all who don't know what it is, because I ain't gonna break it down and explain it, look it the fuck up. You have a right to protect your home, but even in protecting your home, you have to do it in certain ways. The minute she went out into the yard, she lost her victim status. And I know some of y'all don't want to hear that.
Yep.
She did. And she stayed on the porch, stayed in the house. She was fine. They come at her, fine. Stab them, do whatever.
That's what
You're
I'm
fine.
saying.
That's stand your ground. You're there.
Yeah.
The minute you went to a and I know what some of y'all are going to say, they own her property. I get all that. And I'm not even denying the fact, had it been me, my ignorant ass probably would have went outside. But I can guarantee you this, and I don't care how mad they would have been, my kid wouldn't have came outside.
Right.
None of my kids would have came outside.
Yeah.
The minute she went to attack that lady in the pink, because even a couple of cops I talked to, when she knocked old girl down, that could have been dealt with a different way. The second, I can't even say the minute because
He didn't even shoot her when she knocked her down.
The second she went to attack the lady in the pink, who was standing all the way over here, the minute she went after that woman with the knife, she went from victim to aggressor.
Yeah.
That is the sad reality of this situation. And I know y'all don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. The minute she went to attack that lady, she went from victim to aggressor. Y'all keep wanting to bring up this age thing. The age thing doesn't come into play for me. I keep hearing different stories about how she was 15 or 16. I don't know which one it was, but
I think she was 16.
to me, that's old enough to know. She was old enough to know that she was going to stab that person. They saying she may have been autistic. There are functional autistics, just like you got functional people with Down syndrome.
No, she was cool.
But what I'm saying is, it's like everybody's bringing all this other stuff out there, and it's like it's relevant, but it's not relevant in the way that you guys are trying to make it.
Yeah.
Not to me.
Yeah.
Now, if she was only 8, 9, or 10, to me that's when the age would come into play. Because to me that's preteen.
Yeah.
Mind still developing. To me that's different. It just is.
Damn, son.
She was going at that woman. Now I'm going to repeat some shit he said.
Excuse me.
We got some ratchet ass parents in this world. There was no reason you drive your kid over
Thank you for
to
calling
that house.
None.
Please hold.
Not one.
Because the sad thing is, if you really wanted them to fight, when I was growing up, even if your parents made you go fight, you didn't fight in the yard. My dad would take y'all's ass out there in the alley. Go handle that. Go handle that. You took, so the lady in the pink, you took your daughter, your niece, whoever the fuck she was, you went to these people's house, which was stupid, because if anything, you should have been an adult to go over there and have a conversation. To the dad that's standing out there kicking bitches in the head.
Not bitches. Little girl.
You know what I mean.
That girl was 16.
I'm getting kind of mad. You know what I mean.
16 and pregnant, supposedly.
Kicking bitches in the head. Like, your daughter didn't need your help. You already knocked her ass down. What you kicking her in the head for? You a grown ass man, and from what I'm hearing, hell, you older than me.
Grown ass man.
What you kicking her in the head for? First off, secondly, why you let your kid come outside?
Exactly.
The minute you saw your kid come outside, to me, in my mind, you make her, especially if you know the cops have been called, you get her ass to go back in the fucking house.
I'm not a dad, but he is.
Because me personally, that's what I would have did. Mm-hmm. I'll stand out there and take whatever for my kids. I'll argue with this, that, and the third. One of them trying to touch me, I'll do whatever. But you're not going to ruin your life over some stupidity. You get your ass back in the house. Even if I got to manhandle your ass back in the house, you going back in the fucking house. Mm-hmm. Period. If anybody should be charged, it's these fucking parents.
Yeah.
Both of them. I'm just being honest.
Yep.
I didn't bring it up. I want to touch on it now real quick before I'm done and get off my soapbox or whatever. I believe everything that they said was happening to this girl was happening. I do believe she was bullied. I have no reason not to believe any of that.
Yep.
And that's why I said there's a lot of failure as somebody who was bullied. There's a lot of failure, plenty of ways to go around. But what you will not hear me say is that cop needs to go to jail. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I can't do it. From what I saw, from what I looked at, he saved a person's life.
He saved two people's lives.
Even if it was a shitty life he saved, people that necessarily did the wrong thing, she made them victims once she went to attack them. That's the reality of the situation. It's very sad. It's very unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Like I said, my heart goes out to the family, but I don't know. People are going to search for stuff here when there's nothing to really look for, and I get why some of y'all are mad. And if there are any cops who watch this would be what I would say to y'all. What makes this look fucked up, and it's like I said, you've seen white people do far worse, and they walk away. And that's a real tragedy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And that's a real tragedy in this whole situation. I'm not necessarily saying I want to open that Pandora's box. Yeah. When it comes to this, I know it's going to come up because, it's true. Like, you got these kids.
It's a legitimate argument.
You got these kids, and the majority of them here lately, all these kids that do these mass shootings,
they go into jail unharmed.
And if they do die, it's because they shot themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Not because the cops killed them. They killed themselves. They had it planned out.
That's the reason why I was saying.
Me personally, that's the reason I'm mad because, and like I said, I'm not, and I'll put it on the record again. I'm not mad at the cop for what he did. As far as I'm concerned, he did his job. Period, point blank. But what irritates me is that is what makes it irritating is when you see white people do this stuff. It does seem like there's a hesitation or a pause or whatever. But that being said, for me, and here's another interesting thought, and it was actually one of my kids that said this, like, how do you know that when they got into it over the phone or whatever, because some of us say that shit, I've said it. Somebody get to talking shit to you on the phone, okay, well, pull up then. How do we know she ain't say that?
We don't know.
No,
and I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't really got nothing to say after that. I pray for both of those families. I pray for everybody in that situation that's going to need some type of healing. Because again, it's just more trauma on top of more trauma on top of more trauma. I don't know when it ends for us. I'm here with the community. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope that we don't have another one of these in Columbus or anywhere for that matter anytime soon. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm mentally drained, I'm emotionally drained. I just don't know what to do anymore. So again, I want to say rest in peace to Ma'Khia Bryant. Baby, I wish you didn't really have to go through that. I really wish you were in a better situation. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to. I'm sorry.
The system was failing her long before that day got done.
I'm sorry. We're gonna switch over to sports talk real quick. I promise, coming soon, that I'm gonna be uploading these episodes every week. So before college football comes back, I can guarantee you. Before college football comes back. In September for sure, maybe August. Before that comes back, we'll be to the point where I'm uploading every week and we have an episode so we can start talking about sports. But right now, I don't really know when I'm gonna upload this. This one is gonna have to be fast though, because this one needs to be up in a timely manner. So
this one should be next. Honestly.
Yeah, this one will be next. But I'm gonna start uploading every week in a timely manner so we can talk about current events when it comes to sports, because sports is slowly but surely beginning to come back. It's a lot of stuff happening in the draft and all of that, and normally I would talk about that, but because I'm not uploading these on time, this is why we haven't talked about sports talk, and that's my favorite segment of the show. So that's sports talk. We're gonna leave that alone. Let's go over to Cinema Sit Down now. As we speak, I've heard nothing but stuff about this Mortal Kombat movie.
Come out today, don't
They come out today as we speak,
yeah,
bro.
I'm gonna watch it with the kids. I think so.
Mortal Kombat is out. This is the 2021 version. Because if you know anything about Mortal Kombat, the last two joints that was out, or any of them joints, it was either cartoons or the graphics was absolutely terrible. Like, you could just see the CGI or whatever. The graphics was just bad. So this one they've been hyping up for some weeks now, and this one is supposed to be good. Other than that, I am now watching Who Killed Sarah.
Did you finish it yet?
I did not finish it yet. But Red told me to watch Who Killed Sarah. The only problem I had with Who Killed Sarah was the words don't match with their mouths.
It's voiced over. Yeah, it is. It's like watching one of them kung fu movies, but it's still a good ass watch. It is.
So I didn't want to watch it at first, but then I started watching it, and I mean, from the first episode, it started going down.
Yeah, let me know when you're done.
From the very first episode. So I'm watching Who Killed Sarah. That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
What else?
Let me know when you're done.
I got you. What else did I watch? There is some other stuff. The Nevers. The Nevers on HBO Max. This is about The Nevers is about people that have. It's back in the older days. I don't remember which time specifically, but the Nevers is about people that have. There's certain people that have like special powers, and the two main characters are sisters or friends or roommates or something, and they go around trying to help the people that they know that they have powers, but they don't really know how to use them. And there's an evil lady, of course, that's trying to collect all of those people to come to her side or whatever and drain them of their powers and stuff like that. But it's dope. It's only, I think, 2 episodes out. I think that airs every Sunday. But that's on. You watching it? Or you
I got a DVR. I haven't started looking at it.
So it's 2 episodes out now. I've seen the first one. I have not watched the second one. I'll probably watch that tonight. But The Nevers on HBO Max is it's great. What else have I watched? Have you watched anything? Snowfall. I'm finally watching Snowfall. I finished season 1.
Oh, okay.
So I'm now on season 2. Okay.
They just ended another season the other night. And boy, woo!
Fire.
For those of y'all that watch, man.
Well, the first season was. I mean, I'm pissed that I waited so long for it.
Don't feel bad. So when I started watching it, I think it was already 2 seasons in.
So you started watching it on the 3rd season? When the 3rd season started?
Yeah. Because the funny thing for me was what made me start watching it, because for some reason in my circle, nobody ever really talked about. I take that back. The one person who did talk to me about it, they recommend such bad shit. It was like, I'm not paying you no attention. I just can't. I can't do it. And what made me start watching it was I think it was one of them weekends where the kids was busy. I ain't have to work, had the house to myself, and I just started. I think I binge watched. I think I did like 2 seasons, or 2.5 seasons in 2 days.
Yeah, I watched.
And right when I got done with that, season 3 was getting ready to start, and then so I had got. I
watched that first season in like a week, so yeah, I'll be caught up soon. I'll be caught up very soon. Snowfall is the truth, though. That's on FX. So if you got Hulu, you can watch that. I also started watching The Mayans. I don't know if you guys watched Sons of Anarchy. That was one of the best. That was one of the best shows I've ever watched in my life. So I thought that The Mayans would be somewhat that good. It's the first few episodes in the first season is kind of slow, but I have the feeling that it's gonna take off because Sons of Anarchy was the same way. And once Sons of Anarchy took off, boy, did it take off. One of the best shows I've ever watched in my life.
That show for me, I think honestly was like probably, I could honestly say that was like one of the best endings ever. Mm-hmm. Because when it ended, Sons of Anarchy, when it ended, you knew everything. There weren't no questions to ask.
Yeah.
You knew everything. All business had been settled. You knew who was there was nothing left to fucking ask.
That's why I was so interested in The Mayans though, because I'm like, if the same person wrote this gotta be somewhat good too.
Well, it made it to 3 seasons so far, because the one show he tried to do, it failed. It only lasted like 6 episodes. He did a show called he was trying to do that Norwegian shit. He did something called The Vikings or something like that.
Oh
that
he did that only lasted. It was graphic, but that's about it.
Yeah. This one's on his 3rd, I think it's 3rd or 4th season. So I think I'm like,
you watching Mayans?
Yeah, I am. I started watching it because, like you said, when I first started watching it, that first season, like them first 3 or 4 episodes, it was like
super slow.
I need you to fucking get somewhere. So I kind of gave up on it, and then I later went back and I binge watched the first season. It did start to get better, and I'm actually still doing the 2nd season.
Okay, cool.
But yeah,
I watched that. Is this the last episode of Winter Soldier and Falcon? Because I think they only got like 6 episodes. I think this is the last episode today. I believe. They didn't get approved for 10 episodes for whatever reason.
I don't think they tried to do 10. They for some reason only wanted to do 6. Because I couldn't understand why they wouldn't do 10. Because it was going to get love because of what it's based off. It's based off the Avengers. It was going to get love just like the same way the Mandalorian got love because it was based off of Star Wars.
Yeah,
but tonight should be the last one.
I think they only did 6 because Loki's coming up. Either if it's not next month, it's in June. But Loki is the next one up. So I think that's why they shortened it, because if you remember, Black Widow was supposed to come out last year and that. Black Widow was supposed to come out in like October, and then...
For some reason, I don't know why, I'm not excited about Black Widow.
That's Scarlett Johansson.
I love her.
How are you not excited to see her?
Even in the comic
every episode. I think that's all I watched.
I watched a couple documentaries, but they were 2 of them were subtitled.
I'm pretty sure that's all I watched.
Yeah, that Cipriani shit. That shit is weird, bro.
I'm gonna watch it on the low, like.
Let me know. Yeah, let me know what you think when you watch it. 'Cause it was weird.
I'll let you know what's going on. All right,
it was weird.
That's gonna be it for that. We're gonna move on over to Music Loop. Be completely honest with you guys, it's not really a lot of music that's came out. Moneybagg Yo came out with Gangsta's Pain. Young Stoner Life, that's Young Thug and Gunna. Now I mess with Thug, so that album is dope. I'm not gonna lie. They put out the deluxe today, but the regular one is out as well. Lil Yachty came out with Michigan Boy Boat. I don't listen to him, so I don't know how that sounds. My man Cordae put out a 4-pack though, just to hold us over until his album drops. It's called Just Until. Snoop dropped today. I haven't listened to it, but From the Streets to the Sweets. Snoop did an album.
Look how short that is.
Yeah, it's 10 songs.
But it's only 37 minutes long.
So they are probably fast. I haven't listened to it, but I'm sure that joint got some vibes on it. Who else is out here? Who out here in these streets? Move on over to Cheers, man. I really didn't want to do that. Red, I don't even know if you want to cheers out. We could just say goodbye, because it ain't really nothing to cheers to on this one.
No, there's not. And like I said, the whole my little last piece on it, like what you said earlier, the whole everything about this situation was sad. The lives are going to be affected, for years to come by this. I'm kind of with you as a. I know you can't speak on it because you don't have kids. I do.
Yeah. That's why I was more interested in yours.
I hope for some parents, especially if you've got younger kids or even teenagers, it don't matter. I think in some ways it can be a teachable moment from that aspect, because I think all the parents involved could have handled this better. It's just my opinion. There's nothing really positive to come out of this. There's not. Like I said, the system failed her. Parents failed her. Just if anything, that's what this. You know what? If anything, that's really what this situation represents, is failure.
Yeah, she should be here today to learn from her mistakes.
There's failure from a lot of different parts on this, and it's a very very unfortunate thing. And that's kind of just where I'm at with it.
So,
next episode we will be back to ourselves,
like I said, it's not really nothing to cheers y'all to, even though this is the cheers episode. We're just gonna say, God bless everybody involved, man. I'm sorry that baby had to lose her life. Rest in peace to her, Ma'Khia Bryant. And we just gotta do better. We really have to do better. I really didn't want to speak on it too much because I don't have kids, like you said, but as a black community, as a community period, we just got to do our kids better. We have to do better because this didn't have to happen. So with that being said, Mr. Parks, Red, Trenton's Tavern, we'll see y'all on the next episode if y'all come back. If not, I still love y'all. Thank y'all for even listening to us this long. You feel me? We'll see y'all next time.